Hello, July here again. Let's talk about hard rocks and soft rocks. I'm sure that most of you are confused now and have no idea what I'm talking about. So these mysterious hard and soft rocks are actually related to the fatigue system that was in effect from November of 2002 until the release of RuneScape 2 in March of 2004. So what was this fatigue system then? Well, really anything you did would increase your fatigue in percentages. Once 100% had been reached, you could no longer gain XP or collect resources. Reducing your fatigue had to be done by resting on any of the beds or later by using any of the sleeping bags. Once you had reset your fatigue by resting, the only task that remained was entering a CAPTCHA code that was supposed to catch the bots, after which you could go back to doing whatever you had been doing. The fatigue system affected every skill that existed at that time, by the way, so there was absolutely no way to avoid it. Okay, so what does this have to do with hard rocks and soft rocks? Well, people complained about the skill being boring. It looked slower because the skill had been made more AFK, which means less click intensive. Jagex was surprised by this feedback because the old system of before this fatigue reduction was extremely click intensive. Nevertheless, the solution that Jagex found to this problem was to combine the old mining system and the new mining system, and that is how they came up with the idea for soft rocks and hard rocks, which I can now finally explain. Okay, so soft rocks were rocks that respawned at a slow rate. These soft rocks took a while to mine and it would take a long time to reach the fatigue limit by mining these soft rocks. Hard rocks, on the other hand, were rocks that you could mine relatively quickly, and these would respawn at a faster rate, but you would also reach your fatigue limit much faster. Important to mention at this point is that you could not see when a soft rock had respawned. This was done to make it clear that the soft rocks represented the old mining system and that hard rocks represented the new mining system. This also means that hard rocks would look different when they contained ore and when they did not, so only for hard rocks was there a visual way to determine whether you could mine the rock or not. The system of hard rocks and soft rocks didn't survive very long though. An update on the 27th of May of 2003 made mining more convenient. On that day, a portable sleeping bag for the fatigue system had been released, which made resetting the fatigue rate a lot easier and faster because you no longer had to relocate to any of the beds in RuneScape. This update also meant that the mining system of hard and soft rocks had become pretty useless because that system revolved entirely around fatigue rates. For example, mining hard rocks was supposed to increase your fatigue rate faster than mining soft rocks. But since that no longer made much sense with this update, Jagex abolished the system of hard and soft rocks and reverted it to the way it used to be in November of 2002. However, reverting the system also meant that mining would return to the state in which you could not see whether a rock contained ore or not. Nevertheless, Jagex decided to keep it visible, so that is the only part of the original mining update that was not undone. In other words, it is thanks to the system of hard rocks and soft rocks that we can today see if a rock contains ore or not. So the system of hard and soft rocks did give us a long-term advantage, even though the system itself wasn't successful at all. So next time you see the ore of a rock respawn, think about this video and about the system of hard and soft rocks. Okay, so that was all about hard rocks and soft rocks. It is possible that this video was a little bit confusing if you hadn't watched my fatigue video yet, so if that is the case for you, then I recommend that you watch the fatigue video as well and then return to this one. This video should be easier to follow then. Okay, so I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, subscribing to me or giving a thumbs up would be very nice. Thank you for watching. I am July and I hope that you will come back for more.